Two scavengers stole scrap metal from an abandoned hospital for a few bucks, but found a magical glowing blue powder. They shared it with their family and neighbors as gifts, unaware that this glowing gift was a lethal nuclear disaster about to destroy an entire city. September 1987, Goiânia, Brazil. A real-life looting scenario that makes a blind Dark Souls playthrough look like a safety briefing. Two men, Roberto and Wagner, decide to break into an abandoned radiotherapy institute. The building's owner left it to rot in a legal dispute. No alarms, no guards, just a heavy steel capsule hooked up to a medical machine. To them, it looked like salvageable metal, a quick payday. In reality, it was a boss-level hazard, a capsule containing 93 grams of highly radioactive cesium-137. Now, any rational player would leave the glowing thing alone. But Roberto wanted that scrap money. So he takes it home, puts it under his dining table, and starts attacking it with a hammer and a screwdriver. When the capsule finally cracks, it doesn't explode. It doesn't catch fire. It bleeds a mesmerizing, ethereal blue light. Roberto thinks he's found something magical. He calls his wife. He invites his neighbors. They pass it around like a party favor. The scrapyard owner who bought the shell, DeVere, takes the glowing powder home and sprinkles it on his kitchen floor to show his daughter. He even gives some to his brother, who paints the blue dust on his own skin like glitter. A 6-year-old girl, Lyda, eats a sandwich covered in the powder. They had no idea they were handling a substance so potent that mere proximity was rewriting their DNA. It was as if they had found a cursed artifact and decided to use it as a nightlight. Cesium-137 doesn't just poison you, it replaces the calcium in your cells, turning your own biology into a ticking time bomb. Within days, the status effects hit. Vomiting, diarrhea, dizziness. Roberto's wife notices burns on her fingers. Everyone assumes it's food poisoning. Even the doctors are baffled, treating it as an allergic reaction, then a parasite. Nobody thought to ask the most important question until it was almost too late. What did you touch? It was Gabriella, Roberto's wife, wasting away in a hospital bed, who finally connected the dots. It has to be that powder, she told the doctors. A physicist was called, a sample was tested. The reading on the dosimeter was so astronomically high that the device flatlined. The needle physically broke against the glass. The universe itself seemed to say, I'm not even going to try to measure this. Overnight, Goiânia became a war zone. Hazmat teams swept through neighborhoods with Geiger counters. They marked houses with biohazard symbols. They tore up floors, ripped out walls, and dug up gardens. Over 112,000 people were screened. Nearly 250 were contaminated. 46 received heavy internal radiation doses. And four people would die the kind of death that haunts medical textbooks forever. Little Lyda, the 6-year-old who played with the glowing powder, was isolated in a lead-lined room. Her hair fell out. Her skin turned translucent. Her bone marrow was gone. Her immune system had collapsed. She developed infections that medicine had no name for. She was conscious for most of it. The cleanup of Goiânia took months. Tons of soil, buildings, and belongings were sealed in concrete drums and buried in a guarded facility. The scrapyard was excavated like an archaeological site of human error. And the clinic where it all began? Its former owner was eventually found liable for criminal negligence. A $2 padlock on a door could have prevented the entire catastrophe. It remains one of the worst radiological incidents in human history. Worse than 3 Mile Island in terms of civilian exposure. All because no one locked a door. All because the loot was too shiny. Somewhere out there, in the dark, Cesium-137 still exists, waiting patiently behind concrete and lead, dreaming in blue light.